Hello, Trekkies and Trekkers. Well, time for another edition of Star Trek Timber. So, let's start off today's reviews with Symbiosis. The Enterprise attempts to rescue the freighter Sanction, which is trapped in the star's magnetic field. An agreement is reached to transport over the crew of the freighter, but they surprisingly send over a cargo barrel first. The Enterprise crew attempts to transport the freighter's crew, but is only successful in recovering 4 of them before their ship is destroyed. 2, John and Romus, are scruffy and unshaven, while the other 2, Sobe and Langor, are groomed and well dressed. They all show relief that the barrel made it over, and little remorse for the lost ship and crewmen. Both groups start to fight over the ownership of the barrel and are escorted to the observation lounge under guard. 2 pairs come from different planets within the same system. The 2 pairs come from different planets within the same system. It is explained that the barrel contains Felicium, a medicine for a plague which is ravaging the planet Ornara. Felicium is produced on the planet Brekka, but the Ornarans are the only race in the system with the means of space travel. However, the 2 remaining Ornaran ships were all built long ago and are beginning to fail due to overuse and lack of maintenance, and the Ornarans no longer know how to repair them. Captain Jean-Luc Picard offers to return them each to Ornara and provide replacement parts for the remaining freighters. The Breckons, Sobe and Langor, argue that they retain ownership of the Felicium, as the items the Ornarans offered in payment were lost on board the freighter. John and Romus, of Ornara, are suffering from the effects of the plague, and are sent to sickbay where Dr. Beverly Crusher can find no reason for the symptoms. In a gesture of goodwill following the demand of compassion from Crusher, the Breckons offer 2 doses of Felicium for John and Romus's immediate needs. Langor explains that the entire Brecken economy and industry is devoted to producing the medicine for Ornara, as it happens to provide Brekka with the necessities of daily life in return. After John and Romus take their doses, Dr. Crusher realizes that Felicium is actually a highly addictive narcotic, and the plague itself was cured long ago, so the symptoms believed to be attributed to the plague are actually withdrawal symptoms. Eh boy. Crusher must offer assistance to aid the Ornarans in breaking free of their addiction, but Picard warns that the Federation cannot intervene due to the Prime Directive. He and Dr. Crusher later question the Breckons alone and confirm that the Breckons know the truth regarding the plague being eradicated and the addictive nature of the medicine, and are knowingly explaining the Ornarans because Brekka's economy would collapse if the Ornarans no longer need Felicium. The Enterprise arrives at Ornara, and Sobe and Langor have agreed to provide the Felicium to the Ornarans for later payment. However, Picard announces that as the Prime Directive prevents him from interfering in the transactions between the 2 planets, it also prevents him from providing any replacement parts for the aging freighters. Aww. John and Romus are furious at the decision, as it means that the trade between Ornara and Brekka will stop because the freighters can no longer make the trips without the parts. After the 4 are transported off the Enterprise, Picard confides to Dr. Crusher that while the Ornarans may suffer from withdrawal symptoms in the short term, this will be an opportunity for both races to advance in their own ways. Yeah, I don't know about that, but who knows. Anyway, let's look at some production notes here. The episode was influenced by co-executive producer Mace Hurley's recent work on Miami Vice, and was intended to have the Enterprise come across a drug deal in progress. Okay. Hurley was also responsible for the insertion of a Just Say No style drug speech by Tasha Yar to Wesley Crusher, which came over the objections from the cast. Guest stars in this episode include 2 who had previously appeared in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, as Sobe and T'Jon, who were played by Justin Scott and Merrick Buttrick, respectively. Buttrick had also appeared in Star Trek III: The Search for Spock. On both occasions he portrayed David Marcus, the son of Captain James T. Kirk. Nice. Buttrick, who was suffering from AIDS, was unable to afford health insurance, and was offered the role as a way of helping him. He died of AIDS less than a year after filming this episode. Aww. Director Wynne Phelps recalled that there were numerous continuity issues throughout filming, with character motivations changing from one scene to the next. Because of changes to the script, the actors were often acting scenes that they had not seen the script for before the first take. Symbiosis was filmed after Skin of Evil, which featured the death of Tasha Yar, making this the filmed episode with Denise Crosby as Yar until she reappeared in yesterday's Enterprise. Towards the end of the episode, as Picard and Crusher leave the cargo bay, Crosby can be seen waving goodbye to the camera behind them. LeVar Burton later used behind-the-scenes footage from this episode in a feature on the show, Reading Rainbow. Nice! And yes, I have seen that episode of Reading Rainbow, by the way, and it is awesome! So overall, this is a pretty enjoyable episode, and a nice little anti-drug thing is also kind of good, too. So, overall, I give Symbiosis 3 warp cores out of 5. Well, join me soon as we take a look at Skin of Evil. So, until then, live long and prosper, everybody.